I'm Scott Munn, along with Tug Coward in the Warrior Alliance Network Studios in Atlanta, Georgia. Today, the spotlight is on the VECTR Center at Chattahoochee Technical College, and we'll meet Michael Payne, a U.S. Army veteran serving our country on the home front as CTC's Director of Veteran Services and the VECTR Center. Payne repaired Apache attack helicopters for the Army from '94 to 2000, and after his discharge, earned a tech diploma and a business degree while using his military skills to work as a heavy equipment mechanic and manufacturing tech. Payne later joined the Department of Labor here in Georgia as a disabled veterans outreach specialist, where he served over 5,000 veterans and family members with education benefits, grants and scholarships, as well as housing, food, clothing, transportation, and referral assistance. And now Payne continues to fight for veterans at CTC in partnership with the Warrior Alliance. Michael Payne, Director of Veteran Services and the VECTR Center at Chattahoochee Technical College. Welcome to the Warrior Alliance Spotlight.
Thank you, sir. How are you?
Great. Good to see you, man. Thanks for being here.
Go Golden Eagles.
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's make sure we get the shout out to Chattahoochee Tech. They're doing good work over there, ain't they?
Fantastic.
Yeah. No. So with Chattahoochee Tech, for folks who don't know about Chattahoochee Tech, can you give them because everybody knows about Georgia, and everybody knows about Georgia Tech, and everybody knows about, I don't know, Georgia State, Kennesaw State. And sometimes the smaller technical schools get overlooked, and they shouldn't. And Mike Rowe is a guy that I like a whole bunch, and he is in favor of tech schools and getting jobs in places that your job will last, plumbing and electrical and HVAC and all that stuff. Tell us about Chattahoochee Tech real quick. Just give an overview so folks know.
I want to give a shout out real quick. We were number 8 in the country, military friendly school in
That's
the country.
awesome.
So we have many programs. Anywhere from HVAC to heavy equipment, business, accounting. We have about 60 different programs that you can get diplomas or degrees in.
Yeah, that's great. Those are jobs that are lasting too, and I think that's, it's great to get a degree from Georgia or wherever, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. But I just see a turn toward technical schools right now, maybe more than I've ever seen in my 48 years.
Yeah, we built America.
That's right. Yeah, and that's why. And Mike Rowe, who I'm sure you're familiar with, right?
Yes, sir.
Dirty Jobs, but he also has this huge scholarship fund to help kids get technical degrees, the jobs that build America.
Absolutely. You look at any industry, what do you need? You need electricians, you need mechanics, you need people who can build things.
That's right.
Who can maintain things.
Yes.
We maintain and build America. That's what Chattahoochee Tech does. You
joined the Army after Desert Shield and Desert Storm. Why don't you come to that decision and as a career in a attack helicopter repairman?
Well, I had family members that were in the military, but I was actually in tech school down in Rome, and I wrote a paper about the Vietnam War. And as I stood up and read it during class, something clicked and said, this is where you need to be. This is where you as a person, your career, your future is here with the U.S. Army.
Oh, yeah. Look, I think a lot of people have that calling. I would imagine Scott, he could speak to it about his father, but I know for me, I came from a military family. Both grandfathers were World War II veterans. There was just that urge to serve. It was there.
Absolutely.
I didn't know how, when, or why, and my parents couldn't afford to send me to college. They opened a credit card, Michael, to pay for my first semester of college, and I was like, I'm not doing this to them. I'm going to find a different way. And there was that desire to serve, and that's what led me to the Navy. So, when it comes to, though, your career, how did you land there in that part?
Well, I want to say the recruiter, I was originally going to school to be a mechanic, an automotive technician, and they offered me the job to work on Apache helicopters. There's no way I could turn it down. It was a fantastic opportunity.
That's great. Yeah, I mean, look, that's the thing, Scott, right? You got to find what it is that you love and then go do it.
You got to get in where you fit in, and
right.
If you got a great opportunity like that, I mean, you had to jump on it. What was the coolest thing about working on Apaches for you?
It was everything. I mean, just watching them fly when you get finished working on them, the way they operate. Many times we were in Black Hawks behind the Apaches, and watching them shoot Hellfire missiles downrange.
Let's go.
It was fantastic.
Let's
It was awesome. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Dude, that is America if I've ever heard
Yes,
it
sir.
right there. That'll make a country boy smile like I've never seen before.
Yeah.
So how do you describe that transition, that experience, and what helped you decide when you got out of the military to go back and make sure that you helped other veterans like yourself?
Well, I had a lot of good people that helped me my last year of getting out of the military. They said, you need to set up, your career. You need to set up your education. You need to work with a VA to get your disability. You need to do all these things to transition out and have a plan in your career, have a plan in your life. That was the most important thing. But there was also negatives. They didn't prepare me for the physical, the mental issues that a lot of people transition with. Maybe getting counseling, maybe getting working with those who need help, working with that family that you didn't have in the military. And it was really tough, that transition process. They prepare you for some things, but other things they can't prepare you for.
Yeah, not only the transition, but then once you get out, in the military, you're assigned one role and you're just that. But once you get out, you kind of have to find your own way, and you kind of pivoted a couple times, and you switched jobs or employers after your military service until you found your ultimate career fit now. Why do you think so many veterans go through that same process over maybe even decades or, over a couple of years? Why do you think that is that they switch so much?
I think they're trying to find what they had in the military. It's that leadership, it's that partnership you have, it's that friendship you have with those you work with every single day of your life. You build this relationship, and when you get out, it's gone. Mm-hmm. The leadership's gone. You don't have that ability to turn to that person and say, hey, I need your help, or how do I get this? You're on your own. You leave the military and you have to find out things on your own.
The thing is, you're not on your own, though, because you can reach out to fellow veterans and organizations like the Warrior Alliance. You go to thewarrioralliance.org, and also you could maybe sign up to come work with you at the VECTR Center. You go to Chattahoochee Tech .edu/VECTR Center. That's VECTR-Center. You can just navigate it by putting in Chattahoochee Tech, and we want to get into all that. And you're helping veterans now, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
And you found your calling in that. Do you feel good about where you are now?
I do. I think this is where God put me.
Yes, sir. I guess you really heard that still small voice when you first signed up, and do you feel that now?
I do, absolutely.
Yes, sir.
But the thing you brought up about being alone, a lot of veterans do feel that. They don't realize that there's places like the VECTR Center or like the Warrior Alliance. And that's the beauty of what we do here is being able to tell those veterans, hey, there are people at Chattahoochee Tech that can help you. If you feel like you're spinning your wheels and you're not finding that structure that you need to be successful, there are ways to find that. There are groups and organizations, and we've talked about so many of them, but obviously the Warrior Alliance being the backbone. That's the thing that we have to get that message out, because I don't know that everybody knows about this. And that's the beauty of the show, but it shows you the importance of getting that message out.
Yes, sir. In the VECTR Center, it's the Veterans Education Career Transition Resource Center, and we have community partners there at the VECTR Center who can help you with whatever needs you have, whether it's transition and whether it's education, whether it's, you need mental health counseling, you need disability claims. We have people there. You can walk in the front door and get the services same day at the VECTR Center.
Wow. The VA could probably take some notes on that.
Well, we have the VA there also.
Okay, see, there we go. Hopefully they're listening to y'all.
You gave them a desk. You said, sit right here and don't move.
And get busy, boys.
The website, we just said that. What's the phone number if folks out there want to dial up and get in touch?
You can get in touch with me at 770-528-3491, and it comes directly to my desk.
There you go. The man's giving out his phone number right here. And you were telling me before the show, actually, and tell our audience about this. It's not just folks that are trying to figure out their college education or just out of the Army. You have a wide range of ages out there at Chattahoochee Tech.
I do. Anywhere from 18 to 70 years old. People coming in wanting new careers, wanting disability claims. I got Vietnam veterans still come in who've never filed disability claims, who've never gone to school, who want to do that type of thing.
That's
fantastic.
Amazing. How do they find out? Or is it just word of mouth? Is it shows like this? Is it organizations like the Warrior Alliance? How do people find out about it from your experience? Up until now, I mean, there's not really been a platform like a show like this to teach people.
It's community partners like the Warrior Alliance. It's like the VFW, the American Legion,
Yes, sir.
The Connecting Cobb Veterans. It's those organizations that work together who spread the word to say, hey, we've got a VECTR Center here. You come in, you get the help you need today.
So where did VECTR come from? What is VECTR?
It was originally, there's one originally in Warner Robins. I don't know the complete background, but here at Chat Tech, we decided that we need a place where veterans can get services they need. We can serve the community. Our military, veteran, and family members can get the help they need.
I think it's amazing to me, as we talk to Michael Payne, the Director of Veteran Services and VECTR at Chattahoochee Tech. I think people hear the passion you have for veterans, and they respond to that. I think they hear the passion that Scott Munn has for veterans and that the Warrior Alliance has for veterans, and they respond to it. Because it's hard to miss. Like, you're a living embodiment of waving the American flag. Like, when I hear you talk about veterans and the things you're doing, I can picture that. You remember that there's this little GIF that shows up on the internet all the time or social media, and it's the dude, he ain't got no shirt on, he's in like, I don't know, blue jeans that are cut off, and he's holding the American flag in like a hurricane.
Yeah,
Have y'all seen that? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That's what you sound like to
That's
me.
America.
It's yes, it is.
Yeah.
Amen, it is. But that's the passion that you have, and it's coming through. I can hear it, and I think anybody listening can.
Yeah, you're fired up. You go to work every day like that, don't you?
Yes, sir.
And what's your day like? What do you do? Tell us, walk it through.
I may see 5 veterans. I may see 15. I may be with community partners all day helping veterans transition. I may get one veteran that day that I walk to every office to get the help they need.
That's
whether
great.
it's disability claims, health care, mental health counseling, education. It may be one veteran. It may be 15. To make sure they get what they need.
But I do find it interesting that Michael, you could help somebody go from here's the classes you need to secure your future, or here's the mental health care you need. I mean, those are two very different things. The fact that you have your hands in both of those, I mean, that's quite a responsibility, I'd think.
I'd like to take credit for it, but we have great community partners. We have a great school. I have a great staff that works with me, great staff that I work for that helps do all that.
It's great to have those. If you don't have that network, and I think a lot of people don't, especially coming out of the military, a lot of people don't have that network. So to be able to find it at Chattahoochee Tech, or as you say it, Chat Tech. That's the way the cool kids say it, Scott Munn.
That's
Chat
right.
Tech. You know, that's so valuable. It's so important. And I love the passion behind it, Scott.
I do too. And tell us a little bit about the value of enrolling in VECTR, and how do you connect these guys and gals to employers once they've gone through the program? What's the connection phase?
Well, we're partnered with TCSG, WorkSource Georgia. They come into our office, and if they're not in the office, we actually have a kiosk you can talk to somebody live
Okay.
from 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock every day. We also have the Office of Career Development. If you come in, they can help you with your resume, your cover letters, help your portfolio, connect you to any employer they work with through an organization, a website called Handshake. So we connect. It's like a LinkedIn type thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a place where we can connect students, veterans to employers.
Wow, that's a great facility. I mean, just having that in and of itself. I mean, just having that. Resource is the exact word I was looking for. Thank you. That resource, that doesn't exist anywhere else, or that I know of, that I've ever heard of.
And if you look on the VECTR page, we've got a list of all the community partners who are there, the hours they're there. It's a brief, bio of what they do and the services they provide, and the phone numbers you can reach out to them. It's all there.
See, let me ask you about that though, because most people are intimidated by starting. Right? It doesn't matter what it is. Starting college, new job, first day in the military, going to boot camp, anything to do with the beginning, the unknown, people struggle with. It's human nature to do that. Is it challenging when somebody reaches out to you finally or shows up at Chat Tech? Is it challenging for them to get the ball rolling? Because that's why people are intimidated. They feel like it is.
It is because they're scared.
Right.
They don't know where to go. They don't have that information. It's always you don't know what you don't know type thing. So it's encouraging them to make that first step is the biggest thing.
So if a veteran comes in and they decide they want help finding employment, would you not only help them find where those potential employers are, obviously through that handshake system, but could you explain to them what classes they need to take at the college to get there to get qualified for that job? Can you kind of map it out for them?
Oh, absolutely. I've got to look at my education. I've got education in everything that comes to tech. So I can tell you what kind of class you need to be successful in certain classes, certain degrees, even in certain careers. So I have that experience, that education to help people be successful, not just in education, but navigating the transition process.
Well, let me ask you about that, Michael. And because I think veterans coming out of the military have incredible skill sets, but it doesn't always translate to the civilian world, right? The things that they did in the military doesn't always present itself as the obvious go-to in the civilian world. Are you able to help them with that? Are you able to decipher the two languages, the civilian language and the military language, for that handshake, if you will?
Often I can. It's just people have, once they get out of the military with certain positions, certain jobs, they expect that same thing in the civilian world, and sometimes it's not possible.
That's right.
So we get something closely related to it, something that they feel good about doing, that they can be successful in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's perfect. I think it makes so much sense, and I know that people they're going to excel if they have help from people like you. They will excel. They can't not, Scott.
No, they can. And I would love to know, if you would, without giving any names, tell us a couple of recent success stories. Tell us what happened with folks. What was their path? Do you got any success stories you'd like to share?
I have a few. That used to be work studies who have graduated, have moved on to getting good careers in cybersecurity, heavy equipment. So I've had a few that's really been successful navigating that transition process into the career world. So I think those two that I can kind of pinpoint right now didn't take long to be successful. They knew what they wanted. They got the support from the school, from the VA, and was able to transition. Transition from the military into that career they wanted.
And you recently actually received an award for the work that you do. You recently received a Warrior Alliance Veteran Impact Award for education. What did receiving that award mean to you?
It means we're making a difference at Chat Tech. It means we're reaching the community, we're reaching those veterans of military, those family members, helping them get into college and helping them be successful in whatever career they choose.
Do the people at Chattahoochee Tech, do they recognize it? I mean, I know, when you're in the foxhole, if you will, sometimes you don't even realize the work that you're doing. Did they know it? And when y'all got that award, when you got that award, did it really put a spotlight on, hey, we're doing the right thing?
It did. And I went to the marketing department and we exploded. We redid our website, our VECTR page, did more marketing, more videos to put it out there to let everybody know we're here, we help people be successful. And that's what's important in the community.
That's awesome. The fact that an award like that, Scott, would even energize them more. So much so that they went back and redid the things that were already working and made them even better.
Well, that's the thing. The Warrior Alliance has the Warrior Alliance Veteran Impact Awards annually here, and they really are sort of motivating the veteran and military community in a way. And at first it was like, well, a lot of veterans might have said, well, an award show, we don't want to be honored. It's kind of hard for veterans to accept that kind of spotlight. But I think it's really reinvigorating, and it kind of is validating too.
And encouraging.
And I love how you said that it was for the department, and you didn't really, you said we're making a difference. You really didn't look at that as a personal award, did you?
No, it takes a community. It takes everybody from the staff at Chat Tech to those in the VECTR Center. It takes everybody to make a difference. One person can't do it. It's always about a team.
And speaking of teams, you have now a partnership with the Warrior Alliance. And how does that collaboration, work to help more warriors find success after service through your systems?
I tell you, I got to give props to them. They're a fantastic organization. And if you look at the top down to the bottom, to the Warriors, they are a great group of people. I mean, fantastic people who love, who have served themselves and continue to serve. And I think that partnership really grabs the community and says, look, we're not just one organization. We're a partnership. We're a team to serve the community. And I think that really that shows that we're building something together here in this community.
How did y'all connect with the Warrior Alliance? What I mean, where did the relationship start? Where did that come from?
Mark just showed up at my office one day.
Just knocking on the door?
He just, hey, my name's Mark. Let's partner, yeah.
That's awesome, man. And was it a hard process? In case other people that are listening right now and they're like, we should be doing the same thing. We are passionate about veterans. We should be partnering with someone like the Warrior Alliance. Was it a hard process to make happen?
No, and the thing is, we don't compete with each other. We work with each other. And that's the thing. If you don't compete with other organizations, you work together to make sure that the veterans get what they need, then that transition is easy.
Yeah,
the
makes
partnership's
sense.
easy.
I love it, man. Let's talk about what makes you who you are. I would assume family is important to you, probably top of the ladder for you.
Oh, yeah. I got 3 wonderful kids. I got a grandson who I love to death. He is my reason right now. So
I love it.
He's fantastic. I love him to death.
How old is he, and what do y'all like to do?
He's 4. His name is Landon, but we call him Beastus. His nickname is Beastus because when he was a kid, he was a beast, man. So I nicknamed him Beastus. We do everything. I mean, anywhere from going jumping bouncy to the park to just fighting Power Rangers, we do it all.
Are you hunting and fishing? You gonna get into that a little bit?
Yeah, I think he wants to do some martial arts right now.
Yeah, okay,
He
all
uses
right.
me as a punching bag.
Well, look, that happens. I understand. And the kids, tell us about them. We got the grandson now.
Yep.
What about your kids?
I got 2 kids, 3 kids in all. I got 2 boys, 2 older boys. Of course, they're all old. I call them old. 30s, late 20s, and I got a daughter who's 24.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. And then what keeps you ticking, man, when you're not serving the community, when you're not serving veterans and in charge of everything that veterans need there at Chattahoochee Tech? What keeps you going? Like, do you like to go to ball games? You like to go baseball, football, basketball? What's your interest?
I'm a big Georgia fan. Go
How about
Dogs.
them Dogs?
Yeah, that's
All
right. I love it. I live for it during that time from August to January. Leave me alone. But the rest of the time, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah. Spend a lot of time with my grandson.
You ever take the kids to the Georgia game? You ever get them over there a little bit?
They really wasn't into sports too much. They like baseball. We seen a lot of Braves games.
Oh,
a lot of Braves
look,
games
as
growing
we
up.
broadcast here at
exactly.
the,
We've seen a lot of Braves games over the years.
Yeah.
The Braves are so patriotic, and what does that mean to you when you see the Braves put that big flag in the outfield, or they have that hometown hero come out, or they support the Warrior Alliance as well? What does all that mean to you?
It shows that the community, it shows that the Braves care about the military, the veterans, and the family members, cares about the community, and wants to show that they have pride in America. Mm-hmm. So many people nowadays don't have pride in America.
I think that's shifting, though. I can see a cultural shift in people's pride in this country, I think it's something new, but I do see the shifting sands of that. I think you're going to get back to a more traditional love for country, and it is going to be accepted maybe more than it has been in the last several years.
I'd agree, and I think that maybe folks who weren't as supportive of the military or weren't as patriotic as they should be, maybe they had the megaphone or the microphone for a while, but maybe veterans and people like you that are standing up for our veterans, you're changing this culture, and we really appreciate the fact that you're in there working every day to help our veterans, and you're serving still. I mean, we're called to serve. You're really still serving your country, and I think that's something we can tell veterans who are listening, and we talk about it a lot, how if you want to continue to serve this country, you got to be the best you can be. Like what they said, be all you can be in the Army. Well, you got to be all you can be as a veteran as well, don't you?
Yeah, you do. And it's not just serving military, veteran, and family members, it's serving each other. You serve God, then you serve others.
Yes, sir.
I like it, man. There's no doubt about it. And I think there's along with that cultural shift in the value of the country and the waving of the red, white, and blue, I do see the faith aspect that's coming back too, which I'm very proud of too, because I'm vocal about my faith. I far from perfect. I get it wrong more than I get it right, and but to see, so many athletes and people in Hollywood that all of a sudden are very vocal about their faith, that's part of that cultural shift that I'm seeing, and I'm real proud of.
Yes, sir. I agree with you.
And if you're out there listening right now and you feel the same way, veterans and military families alike, be sure to go to thewarrioralliance.org and sign up right now. And listeners, please hit the subscribe button on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music. Tell your friends and family we need your support for our mission to get the word out to veterans and just tell everyone about the Warrior Alliance. So stay tuned for more great veterans sharing their stories. And we thank you so much for coming on the show today and sharing your story. And folks can get in touch with Michael Payne down there at Chattahoochee Technical College and the VECTR Center. And we hope that you'll reach out, folks, and get involved. And if maybe it's not you, but maybe you know somebody in your neighborhood that might benefit from the VECTR Center.
Family member. Or
yeah,
something.
family member. Absolutely.
There's a lot there, man. There's a lot of people that can benefit from it, and we appreciate you. Thank you for telling them about it.
Yes, sir. You're welcome.